Hey, everybody here. Declare the glory or whatever. Back again, and I was watching a call for an uprisings video. You'll not believe who no longer has to pay taxes. And I love his videos and that. And he's got a lot of anger, like I think a lot of Christians and even people that aren't Christians do towards, uh, a lot of these Satanists and that. And you see them here, and the thing of it is I'm going to entitle the name of this, pray for the Satanists. You know, these people right here, as you can see, they're deceived. There's nothing about life in here. You know, no more life sacrificed to fetal idolatry, Planned Parenthood, Satanists. And, and everybody starts out good. We all start out on the same playing field, like a blank computer. But what we put into our temples, it comes in through our inputs, our mouth, our eyes, our ears, our nose, our fingers. These are our inputs. If we look at the awesome human machine, that God created, and He gave us a mind, but that mind has been twisted because of lies, because of Satan, uh, the very people that worship him don't realize that they've been lied to. And the Bible even tells us, that Satan was a liar and a deceiver from the beginning. He didn't have anything else in him. And I mean, if anybody thinks that, you think Satan even tells himself the truth? When how many people do we know? And I know for myself, I can lie to myself all day long, and it doesn't make it true. I can say I'm great and wonderful, and I am, and we all are. But it depends on the lens that we're using. Are we looking through God's eyes or our own eyes? When we look in the mirror and see our reflection, we can say, "Oh, I'm beautiful," or "I'm pretty," or "I'm ugly," or "I'm." And these are all things that we put into our head in that. And that's the thing is, this do what thou wilt, as opposed to do what God will. You know, God's got an awesome plan for everybody. He's the author of life. He's the creator of life. And what that means is that you know, God's not all about death. You know, Satan is all about death. He's the king of the underworld, and he is the king of this world. Because it's a physical world, and that's things that we can touch. However, Satan is not the king of the invisible world. The thoughts that we all live with, the ideas in that, the things that we put into our head, because life's lens, we can use God's eyes and we can look through God's eyes. But when we look through our own eyes, it's what we're perceiving in life. So these people right here, the saying to walk a mile in a person's shoes, you know, I look at these people right here and I feel sad. I really feel sad for them, because I don't think they're looking at life the right way. And you see this picture up here of this baby, being sectioned in dollars, and it looks kind of like a butcher thing, and that's the reality, the truth of it. And a lot of people see this, and if you're angry and you're upset and you look at this, you're like, it's easy to judge and say, oh, these people are awful, they're sick or whatever. I don't know any one of these people, not one of them. And they might all be really, really good people, people that have had lives that have not been good, and maybe they had a lot of lies put into their head, a lot of deceit. Maybe they live in a lot of deceit, And you know, the thing about rebellion is that sometimes just to rebel against anything, you know, when you rebel against something, you're in opposition to it. If you rebel against, you know, love, you've got hate. You rebel against hate, you got love. And it's that opposite, that duality, you know, that you see like in the checkerboard floors and all the symbology, because that gray area doesn't exist so much, is the fact that things have been twisted. As long as I'm hating these people or being angry with these people or whatever, I'm never ever going to get to know these people and know what their pains are, you know, and help them find out what the truth is. Because, you know, all these people are special to God. He doesn't want to see this guy, that none of these people die for, you know, and that's, the Bible tells us that, you know, God doesn't want his people to perish for lack of knowledge. And these are God's people, you know, whether I like it, you like it, anybody likes it, these are God's people. And he wants them to know the truth of the world and to understand is, yes, the world is run by this, and there are people that eat babies and, you know, would love to see all this abortion stuff because they've got tons and tons of raw genetic material for stem cells to keep people alive. But if you're living a life, to me, these people seem tortured, and I don't know these people. Like I said, I'm guessing, but they're probably afraid and confused, and they want to see good in the world, but you know, they've been lied to and they don't know how to get it. Maybe they blame God for all the bad in the world, but God doesn't want to see bad in the world. He wants to see love and he wants to see life, and God doesn't want to see this. You know, God doesn't care how people dress and everything, but you know, that's, so many people look up to actors, and really all they are is deceivers. You know, when you see past the illusion, you know, you see, like, you know, kind of like the Avengers movie. I watched that, and I see a whole bunch of grown adults dressed up in tights and uh, just talking silly and talking about silly ideas and things like that that aren't real, that are make believe. And I like doing that when I was a kid. But, you know, I've got a family, I got a wife and you know, children and grandkids, and I love them all, you know. I mean, maybe it'd be funny every once in a while to dress up in tights, but I don't expect people to pay me a lot of money to pretend that I'm somebody other than who I am. You know, I do love myself, and as everybody should, you know, but I'm not deceived. You know, my life is in, you know, I just try to be a servant of God. You know, I try to, I put my faith in my salvation that I got from Jesus, who died for me and rose and set an example for me to live my life by. And I mean, I'll never be perfect. You know, I'm a sinner. That's the way it is. And if I was to say otherwise, you know, I'd be a liar. I mean, I smoke. I don't like that. You know, I'm working on it. I'm trying to overcome it because, you know, this idea of sin, I'm only killing myself, you know, and that's, this thing is, I could say, oh, these people are sinners, but I don't know what they're doing to themselves. I know, but when we lie to ourselves, we're not doing ourselves anything good. You know, the truth is out there, and we should seek the truth, and Jesus is the truth. You know, the Word, God gave the Israelites the Word, and it went through the Israelites. It's what we now have, the Bible. But the meaning of that Bible, and that we can find at the center of it, is Jesus Christ, who is God's Son, that died for us and saved us and showed us that we do live in a physical world. I mean, we're confined to it. You know, we live in a body that is inside of a closed system, so we're confined to it. But we're not confined to our minds. You know, we're allowed to think whatever we want, And that's where Satan wants